Peace be upon you, grade 7. In this video we are going to start working on lesson number 4 from unit number 9, which is called as journeys. What we are going to do today is that we're going to learn some new vocabularies for different types of transportation. Now I would like you to open your student's book on page 80. What we are going to do in task number 1 is that we have some 18 or 16 words, I guess, inside this box, and we have to match these 8 pictures that we have here with 8 of the words that we have from the box, and the rest of these words are not available within the pictures. So I would like you to stop the video and try to do it yourself, and then we are going to listen and check the answers of task number 1. To make this easier for you, you already have the answer of the first picture, and picture number 1 is matched with the word scooter. So we call this as scooter. It's not a bike, it's not a bicycle, and it's not a motorcycle as well. So the second picture, you need to have a look at it and try to guess the name of this vehicle. Okay, I hope you have tried to match these pictures with the names that you have inside this box. And right now we are going to move to task number 2, and here you will listen and check your answers of task number 1. Please listen carefully. At the beginning you will listen to the 8 words that are that belong to these pictures, and later on you will listen to the rest of the words that you don't have pictures for them.
Unit 9, page 80, Vocabulary, Exercise 2. Listen, repeat, and check. 1,
Scooter,
2,
lorry,
3,
ship,
4,
underground,
5,
coach,
6,
van,
7,
tram,
8,
helicopter,
not illustrated,
bicycle, boat, bus, car, motorbike, plane, taxi, train.
So after listening to the audio of activity number 2, right now we will move and check our answers from 1 to 8. Here you have the answers of the pictures that you have at the beginning of this page, and the answer of number 1 is scooter. The second one, we call this as lorry. The third one is ship. The fourth one is underground. The fifth one is coach. The sixth one is van. Look at the pictures while I'm reading the words for you. Number 7 is tram. We don't have tram here. And the last one is helicopter. Please check your answers. Okay, so you might be wondering, what are we supposed to do with the rest of the words? We still have 8 words within this box that relates to activity number 1. Well, what we are going to do with these words is that we are going to use them with activity number 3. Alright? So we will divide these words regarding to 3 main groups. The first one is land, the second one is air, and the last one is sea. This means that we are going to put the names of these transportation in these groups regarding to where we use them. And it's going to be a very simple thing. I would like you to get your notebooks and try to make a table of 3 columns like this one, and write land, air, and sea, and we are going to do it together. So right now we will go to the table that we have on activity number 1, and we will go word by word and match it with the group. So the first one is already done for us. Bicycle belongs to the land group. The second word that we have is boat. This one. It belongs to the group of the sea. Then we have bus. Goes right here with the land. Car goes with the land. Coach, which is this one. Picture number 5. We don't call this as bus, it's called as coach, so it goes with the land group. This group will win with the number of the transportation that belongs to. And then we have the helicopter, which is picture number 8, and it goes with the air group. Lorry, which is picture number 2, goes with the land group. And then we have motorbike, land. Plane goes with air. Scooter goes with land. Ship goes with sea. This is the ship, picture number 3. And then taxi, land. Train, land. Tram, land. Underground, land. And the last one, which is van, is also within the land group. Right now we will go and check our answers of these 3 groups. So here you have the answers of activity number 3. The answers are written with the blue color, so please make sure that you have all of these words. In the first group, which is land, you have bicycle, bus, car, lorry, motorbike, scooter, taxi, train, tram, underground, and van. In the second group, which is air, you have helicopter and plane. And in the last group, which is sea, you have ship and boat. So now I would like you to count the words that you have in the first group. So you have a total of 12 words. And then in the second group, 2 words, and in the last group, 2 words as well. So the total number of words are 16. So right now we will move to the listening section, and we're going to start with activity number 1. What we need to do here is that we're going to listen to 5 teenagers, and these teenagers will be talking about their journeys to school. What we need to do is to answer the following questions about the distance and time. So we need to register the distance that they take to reach school and the time that they take to reach school. So the first question is, how far do you live from the school and how long does it take? And these 5 teenagers are Danny, Charlotte, Craig, and Joy. So please listen carefully and let's get started.
Unit 9, page 80. Listen. Exercises 1 and 2. Listen to 5 teenagers talking about their journeys to school. 1. Danny.
How far do you live from the school?
About 1 kilometre.
And how do you get to school?
I usually walk to school.
How long does it take?
About 15 minutes.
2. Charlotte.
How far do you live from the school?
I live in a village, about 6 kilometres away.
How do you get to school?
My dad gives me a lift in the morning. He works near the school, but he finishes work late, so I go home by bus.
And how long does it take?
About 20 or 25 minutes.
3. Craig.
How far do you live from the school?
I live just round the corner, about 200 metres.
So do you go on foot?
Yes, usually. Or sometimes I go by bike.
How long does it take?
Just 2 or 3 minutes.
4. Anne.
How far do you live from the school?
I'm not sure. About 2 or 3 kilometres, I think.
And how do you get to school?
I take the tram. It stops right outside our block of flats.
How long does it take?
About 20 minutes.
5. Joe.
How far do you live from the school?
About 4 kilometres.
How do you get to school?
I go by underground.
How long does it take?
It takes 5 minutes to walk to the station, 10 minutes on the train, and another 5 minutes from the station to the school.
Now I would like you to check your answers of activity number 1 that belongs to the listening section, and here we have these teenagers, and in the first space you have to write the distance, and the second one you have to mention the time. So for Danny, the answer is 1 kilometer. His journey to school takes the distance is 1 kilometer, and it takes around 15 minutes. Charlotte, the distance is 6 kilometers. km means kilometers. It is the abbreviation of kilometers, and it takes from 20 to 25 minutes. Craig, it takes 2 to 3 minutes, and the distance is only 200 meters. So delete the K letter because it's only 200 meters. For Anne, the distance is from 2 to 3 kilometers, and it takes 20 minutes. And the last one, which is Joe, the distance is 4 kilometers, and we calculated the time, and the total of the minutes is 20 minutes. Now we will move to the second part of this page, and we will start with activity number 2. We are going to listen to the same audio of the previous activity, and here what we need to answer is how did they get to school. So we need to mention the transportation. Is it by car, by foot, on foot, or any other way? So please listen carefully and try to fill these spaces with a correct answer.
Unit 9. Page 80. Listen. Exercises 1 and 2. Listen to 5 teenagers talking about their journeys to school. 1. Danny.
How far do you live from the school?
About 1 kilometre.
And how do you get to school?
I usually walk to school.
How long does it take?
About 15 minutes.
2. Charlotte.
How far do you live from the school?
I live in a village, about 6 kilometres away.
How do you get to school?
My dad gives me a lift in the morning. He works near the school, but he finishes work late, so I go home by bus.
And how long does it take?
About 20 or 25 minutes.
3. Craig.
How far do you live from the school?
I live just round the corner, about 200 metres.
So do you go on foot?
Yes, usually. Or sometimes I go by bike.
How long does it take?
Just 2 or 3 minutes.
4. Anne.
How far do you live from the school?
I'm not sure. About 2 or 3 kilometres, I think.
And how do you get to school?
I take the tram. It stops right outside our block of flats.
How long does it take?
About 20 minutes.
5. Joe.
How far do you live from the school?
About 4 kilometres.
How do you get to school?
I go by underground.
How long does it take?
It takes 5 minutes to walk to the station, 10 minutes on the train, and another 5 minutes from the station to the school.
So here we have the answers of task number 2 and the correct order for these teenagers. The first one is Craig, and Craig walks to school or goes by bike. The second one is Anne, and she takes the tram. The third one is Danny, and he usually goes on foot. The fourth one is Joe, and he walks to the station and goes by underground. And the last one is Charlotte, and she goes with her dad in the morning, and then she goes with the bus in the afternoon. With task number 2, you have lookout box, and this box teaches you to use the prepositions in the correct way. So for example, go by bike. We don't say go on bike or go in bike. We say go by bike or a cycle. Go on foot or walk, go on a walk. Go by car or go by drive, and then go by bus, train, taxi, and the rest of the transportation vehicles that we talked about. The last activity that we have on this page is a speaking activity, and you can do it yourself at home by answering these main questions. How far do you live from school? How do you get to school? And how long does it take? Now I would like you to open your workbooks. So please open your workbooks on page 71. Your homework is going to be task number 2. What you need to do here is to rewrite sentences using the words in the box and use the correct tenses. So you have 6 different sentences. Try to do them correctly, and as well as task or activity number 3. And if you have any inquiries or questions, you can send me on WhatsApp. That's all for today. Take care.